Hello, everybody. I'm Caleb Jones, and this is, if you're watching the recording of this, this is a Q&A, business Q&A live stream. And I will be answering various folks' questions on business. I guess we could talk about Five Flags too. We can talk about that too. That's fine. I'm going to, as usual, just kill a little time until people file in. Usually takes a little time for that. So let's see. I'm just going to check the technology as we're going along here. That looks good. That looks good. So we're live on both my YouTube channels and LinkedIn and Facebook. StreamYard does not do LinkedIn for some reason. Not LinkedIn. Instagram. I don't know why. It's all you have to do. Instagram on its own thing. And then you can also go live on Twitter. You can also go live on TikTok, which I have not done. At some point, I'll have to get around to doing that. But there you go. So let's see. What should we talk about while people file in? How's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin was at 30,000. Everyone got very excited. Now it's back down to 27,000. So if you recall, those of you who have been watching my videos for a while, last year, about a year ago, I want to say when did I do this? Was it last summer? I think it was last summer. I want to say August. I posted a video about this at the time. I took a bunch of my gold, because I own gold, silver, crypto, a lot of stuff. And I took a whole pile of my gold and I sold it and I bought Bitcoin. And a lot of people said, Caleb, you're stupid. Why would you do that? Some people didn't have a comment, but some people thought it was stupid. So I bought Bitcoin at that time at just under 21,000. Okay. It is now at 27. It was at 30 just a little bit ago. So am I happy? Yes. Did I make the right move? Yes, I did. You buy when things are bad. You buy when they're terrible and everybody hates them. And it's very interesting now that suddenly in the last 2 months, now I'm getting a bunch of questions about Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin always goes back up, everyone gets interested into it again. That's the opposite time of when you should be interested. You should be interested in Bitcoin or any other investment if you're going to speculate like this. When everybody hates it and no one is talking about it and it's in the shithole. It's in the shitter. If I cash out again, I'm going to wait. It's going to go past 30. When I cash out again, this will be the what? The second time or the third? This will then be the third time I made a big pile of money on Bitcoin by buying when it was low and everyone hated it and selling it when everyone was buying it and everyone was excited. I'm going to do it a third time and I'll probably do it a fourth time. So that's how this works. And it's so difficult for people's emotions to do what I just said. Everyone says buy low, sell high, but no one does it. No one does it. Everybody buys high, and then when it starts getting low, they freak out and they sell it. And then they hate it, and then they bitch and moan about how horrible it is, right? You could make a similar argument for NFTs. So NFTs died last year. Gary Vee said they would die, and he was right. And it made sense at the time. I think NFTs are still the future in terms of it's stupid. You're spending $1,000 on a JPEG. That's not the point. You're not getting the cultural aspect of this. But anyway, long term, I think it's the future. So, but right now, when Bitcoin comes back and Ethereum comes back, you're going to see NFTs come back. And it'll be interesting to watch if NFTs this time around or maybe next time keep going, even if Bitcoin goes up and down. We'll see. I don't know. Let's answer some questions here while we're waiting, while we're killing some time here. I know we don't get political. You can ask me political questions. I don't care for this one. It's fine. What is your opinion on Trump most likely winning? It's too early to lay odds on that. My general guess at this point, and this is a guess, not a prediction, is that he will not win. He will run and do pretty well and not win because he's not new anymore. And this is something Trump supporters hate. They don't even like to talk about this, but it's accurate. His campaign in 2016 was amazing. His campaign in 2020 was awful. He did everything wrong. He said all the wrong things. He did all the wrong things. He said, well, if you elect me, I'll do cool shit, but I can't tell you what they are. And it was almost like he was trying to lose, or there's a theory that a bunch of people on his own staff that he hired, because he doesn't hire very well, manipulated him into doing stupid shit during that election. His campaign in 2020 was awful. You could argue about Biden and the other stuff I'm not allowed to say on YouTube about that election, but you can't argue the fact that his election, I was shocked at how bad it was in 2020. So and still this day, still bitching and moaning about how it was. I can't even say it on YouTube. He talks a lot about that election, which was 3 years ago. Not a good look, and it's not something that turns people on about him. He's supposed to be a winner. He's bitching about being a loser. So now, is it possible he'll win? Yes, it's entirely possible. And here's the problem with this. I addressed this over in my Q&A. I've recorded some of those videos already. My AMA, excuse me. Here's the tragedy of Donald Trump. It's you guys. It's you Trump supporters. When you voted for him or elected him the first time, he did nothing he promised. Did he build a wall? No. Did he make America great again? No. Did he bring the manufacturing jobs back? No. Okay, he didn't do anything. Did he build bridges and invest in infrastructure? No, he didn't do any of that stuff. So you're going to reelect him again so he can not do all the same shit again? That's the problem. And the challenge is Trump supporters, if he starts to do well, they're going to get really excited. Why? Because you guys have gone insane. If he loses, you Trump supporters are going to get really mad again. Why? Why? America's still fucked. He didn't move the needle at all to avert collapse. So anyway, that's the thing on Trump. Do you think Bitcoin will drop down to 10,000? It's possible. If it does, it's not going to last there very long. So I don't think so. But if it does, it's not going to be below 10,000 long. So I don't think so. Hi, Caleb. How are you? I'm good. I wanted to ask you, where do you think is worth moving to in Europe? Nowhere. I'm shocked I get this question as often as I do. I do not recommend anywhere in Europe. Europe is collapsing. I don't know why you would move to a collapsing region. I don't know why you would do this. Is Eastern Europe less bad than Western Europe? Yes, but Eastern Europe is also collapsing. Thank you, Putin. And a lot of other reasons. I've talked about when Western Europe collapses, Eastern Europe is their primary trading partner is Western Europe. So Eastern Europe's fucked too. Not as bad, but it's still bad. So you're going to move anywhere in the world. You have this big, giant, beautiful world. You have almost 200 countries in the world. Why would you choose a country or a region that's collapsing when you can go anywhere you want? It doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't recommend anywhere in Europe. I just don't. Let me see. I'm going to check the technology here. How are we doing? We're good? Okay. Why would you move somewhere where the taxes are sky high? Even in Eastern Europe, they're not low. I was just talking to someone today, one of our coaching programs. He comes from Romania. And the tax rate in Romania is, for capital gains, is 19%. Well, that's pretty much as bad as the United States. Why would you do this? Why would you live somewhere, certainly the United States, why would you live somewhere that is collapsing? In the case of the United States, everyone's angry and pissed off and has high taxes. I live in Dubai. Is Dubai perfect? No. Most of you should not move here. But I live in Dubai as a contrast. It is rising like crazy. The economy is exploding. Investments here are exploding. Real estate's exploding. Business here is exploding in a good way. And taxes are zero. Why would you not? Now, if you hate Dubai, fine. Go to somewhere like Panama, Paraguay, Malaysia. There's so many other places you could go that speak English. Well, I want to learn another language. All right. Panama, Malaysia, they speak English there. Plenty of places. Dubai, it's official language here. I don't speak any languages other than English. There you go. So you have so many other options other than places like Europe. And I know a lot of you are emotionally wedded to Europe. And people will talk about Portugal, for example, which I think is the least bad in Europe. But again, why would you go to the least bad country in a collapsing, shitty area? Why would you do this? When you have so many other options in the world that are so much better, or at least, to be fair, least bad, less bad. No. Most areas are in bad. Oh, you're talking to the other guy. Okay. Non-EU countries are the least bad. Albania, Serbia, Macedonia. Right. Oh, that Europe is fucked. But, Serbia and Macedonia long-term are probably fucked too. Long-term, they're the last to go if Putin doesn't invade them. You got that problem too. So, that we haven't talked about war. I touch that topic sometimes. War. Europeans love war. Look at the last, 2,000 years. They love it. They love it almost as much as Americans. Americans really love war. Did a whole video on that, how bloodthirsty Americans are now. But America is a violent culture. Europeans have loved war for, centuries. you know, yes, there's war all over the place, but I get your point. Yeah. Do you see a future for Latin America for family and business? Yes, certainly for business and family in certain regions. Family, probably not Brazil, probably not Argentina, probably not Venezuela, but outside of those three countries, yeah. Yeah. And business, yes. Yeah. Again, rising countries. Colombia is rising like crazy. Panama is rising badly, slowly with lots of problems. Paraguay is rising. Ecuador and Peru are rising. Chile is rising with problems. As always, Argentina, Brazil, and Venezuela going, they're bouncing up and down because they're insane. And right now, Brazil's fucked. But it's, it's kind of always been fucked. So a cool place to go if you're like a single guy and you're just having fun, you have location and independent income, sure. Brazil's fine. I wouldn't start a family in Brazil. I mean, you could. There's nice places everywhere if you're very careful. But then you have problems like the currency, the wokeness, which has hit Brazil now in a big way. You've got Argentina where the currency, they fuck their currency again. Argentina just does great. This is most of South America. They do great and then they destroy their currencies and they ruin their economy. Like, oh my God, we shouldn't do this. We got to change things. So they change, they get do great again. They go, this prosperity sucks. We got to change this and ruin our, then they ruin it. So I've said many times, South America is the world's crazy uncle. It's the world's crazy batshit uncle. And they kind of, you get the idea. I've said this before, and I'll double down on this, particularly some countries, Argentina and Brazil in particular, that they kind of like it that way. When you talk to Argentinians and Brazilians, they kind of laugh it off. They don't deny it. They're not like Scandinavians who say, we do everything perfect. Fuck you. Don't make fun of our countries. Fuck you. We're perfect here in Norway, Sweden. They're not like that. They're the opposite. So Brazilians, Argentinians say, oh yeah, we're fucked. Isn't it great? That's kind of the feeling you get from those people. So you get the feeling they kind of like it. They don't really care. So, yeah. What else we got here? I'm going to make the font bigger because my eyes are old because I'm an old man. I just turned 51 last week. So I'm really, really old. I'm now really in my 50s. When you turn, 50, 40, 30, you're really in that decade yet. I mean, kind of. But now there's no denying it. I'm in my 50s. Now, what's funny is I was saying I was in my 50s when I was 49 because it sounds cool. Because when you're a man, not when you're a woman, but when you're a man, you get older and you have your shit together, you get better. For men, we get better as we age up until a certain point. There's some point around, I don't know, late 60s, early 70s where that's no longer true. But all the way up until then, you get older, you get better. It's awesome. Okay, let's see. Lost place. Where the hell is my... Because of Putin, do you think Eastern Europe has gone more pricey? I know prices are higher in Eastern Europe as compared to... That is definitely true. All the wealthy... Putin kicked out, either literally or figuratively, all the Russians who didn't like him. And there was a lot of them. All the big Russian billionaires, millionaires, oligarchs who didn't like him, they're gone. They're out of there now. And a lot of the citizens. So what's interesting is when I talk to Russians who live outside of Russia, the narrative is that the Russians love Putin and worship Putin like a god. It's not true. A lot of Russians hate Putin. So anyway, yes, because of the influx of all these Russians, it's boosted currencies, economies. Certainly in this case with Armenia, which I'll be in a few months for our Get Residency Armenia service, which is still available, by the way. So yes, that is accurate. Thank Putin. Happy belated birthday. How are things empire building wise? 51. Are things on track? All things included. Things are generally on track. The last few months have been a pain in the ass. I'm doing a YouTube. I've already recorded a YouTube video about this. Things have been a pain in the ass. We're going through some growing pains right now in all of my companies right now, all at the same time. So last few months have been a pain in the ass. This month is no exception, dealing with all kinds of problems. So, they're temporary problems. This is part of what happens as you scale. You run into challenges, go, oh my God, so you have to fix a bunch of things. And most of the things are frankly things I should have fixed 6 months ago, but I'm busy, So, but in terms of being on track, yes, I think the last few months I've backtracked a little bit. So what he's talking about, if you're not aware, is my part of my long-term goals is when I'm hit 54 to go into the next phase of my life. I'm 51 now, so I have 3 more years. So 54, I want to move in the next phase of my life where I don't focus on money anymore as an objective. And I just work to kind of express myself in the marketplace and to give back and, do fun things. So I'm generally on track, minus the last few months, but I'll turn that around. I've got things in place right now that'll turn around really, really well, but it'll take time. Caucasus are good options. Armenia would not recommend be there more than 2 months. I would be okay with being in Armenia up to 6 months. I think 2 months is fine. Armenia is great. Georgia is good, other than the fact that it borders Putin, which is always a problem. Azerbaijan, no. I would not recommend Azerbaijan. And, sometimes, usually little countries that are kind of fucked up like Azerbaijan turn themselves around. Azerbaijan, I don't know. And it's not a little country, but I don't know about Azerbaijan. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if they'll ever get around to it. I don't know. I only speak Spanish. I understand a little English. Cool. Do I need to learn English for my business? If you're going to do business internationally, you must speak English. Yes. That's one of the best things you can do. You should learn to speak English. Yes, 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 yes. We English speakers are lucky. We don't have to learn a second language if we really want to. So I can go to South America where they speak Spanish. My second home is Paraguay. 1 out of 10 people speak English, and a lot of them you could barely count as speaking English. And I get along just fine because I speak English. I speak English, and it's not a big deal. So yes, but if you don't speak English well, learn to speak English well. Also, if you're doing international business, if you speak with a very thick accent, especially an accent that sounds odd or funny to Americans or North Americans, like Canadians, like the Indian accent. If you have a very strong Indian accent, it's really strong. You should work on it. Strong Russian accent too. There's a stigma against Russian business owners, unfortunately. So if you have a really strong accent, I dated a woman. Sometimes she shows up in these live streams. Many, many years ago, I dated a woman from Russia. And when she came over to the United States, she was 11 or 12 years old, had a thick Russian accent. And she learned very quickly that men would react to women a certain way if they had a thick Russian accent. And so she worked for several years to remove her accent. So by the time I met her, she was 23. She had no accent. She sounded like an American. Sounded like me. But she's from Russia. It's kind of smart. So I'm not saying no accent. Some people like accents. I think accents are cool. But if you have a really thick accent, What else? Let's see here. Hang on, my phone's been going crazy. It's on silent. I'm going to turn it over so I can't see it. Let's see here. Any place in Caribbean you recommend? Recommend for what? Depends for what. Recommend for what? What about moving to St. Petersburg, Russia, and not being a citizen? I doubt the collapsing West would chase you there. I've been to St. Petersburg several times. The women are gorgeous. Well, the women are hot, but I did a whole article about why you shouldn't date Russian women. So, yes, they're good looking. However, there are problems. Let's keep that topic. Let's keep the talk of women stuff off this live stream. We'll talk about that. Next time I do an Alpha Male 2.0 live stream, you can talk about women all you want. Would I recommend moving to Russia? Well, if you are strong, it's like moving to Africa. If you have location-independent income completely outside of Russia that you can rely upon, you're a tough guy, you're flexible, willing to put up a lot of shit, challenges, you keep a relatively low profile, you're not like Andrew Tate going on the world saying, I can do whatever the fuck I want, no one can get me. Okay, you don't do that. Then yes, you could do Russia. Sure, it's workable. Sure. Caleb, how can a person make time in southern Brazil for dating lifestyle reasons whilst having residency in Paraguay and Uruguay? Dude, that's no problem. What's the logistics of getting a tax sent and tethered to BRZ? So if you've got Paraguay Cedula, which part of our service, you get it. If you want, you pay a little extra for it. You don't even need a passport to cross in Brazil. And you can stay in Brazil. I don't know how long you can stay in Brazil before you trigger tax, but it's several months. So if you have residency in Paraguay, Uruguay as well, you're really safe. Unless you spend all year in Brazil, then you may have a problem. Brazil is not one of the flags the top 4 or 5 flags I recommend for residency. So I've not done a lot of research on Brazilian tax law. I just know anecdotally from people who have Paraguayan residencies and have their cedula, you can just go right across the border without a passport. They don't care. You just flash. And if they even ask, often they don't even ask. If you do it by foot, they don't even ask. They don't even ask. Imagine that. They don't even ask. That's how it should be. You should have open borders zealously defended by your military. So anyone should be able to walk across your country, walk across and come in and work. You can't allow tanks and gunships across your border, but you should have open borders. And if you have no welfare state and don't attack other countries, that'll work. Talked about this in my blogs for a long time. Do you see Paraguay transitioning to a digital currency in the future? I do not. Do not see that. Do not see that. Nicaragua was the only one that did that, and they're a shithole and they had nothing to lose. Is writing a book still a good idea for the first product in Alpha 2.0 business, or if things change, something like a video course, better bet? I don't want to tell you to not write a book if that's what you really want to do. But you will make more money faster if you publish a video course with some coaching in it. Yeah, that's just a reality. There's a reason I have not written a book in 3 or 4 years. 4 years now? 4 years? I updated my online dating book in 2020. So that was 3 years ago. And before that had been a while. There's a reason. They don't make as much money as they used to. They just don't. You can make them a lot more money with coaching services and things like that. I am going to, I made this decision. I talked to my team about this. I'm going to update finally The Unchained Man, which is my biggest book, my most important book, my best-selling book by far, New York Times bestseller if it was traditionally published this year. And what I'm going to do is, if you're curious, instead of taking 3 or 4 months to update it, which is what it would take, I've learned from some of my friends who have written like 30, 40 books. I've written 8 or 9 books, 8 or 9, I forget. I've written 8 or 9 books, and I'm pretty good at writing them fast. I have friends of mine who have written 30 books, like business books, nonfiction books. And what they do is, a matter of fact, I mentioned this on one of my mini courses, How to Write a Book. You can Google Diane, Diane Booher? Diane, is that her name? I forgot her name. I haven't talked to her in so long. Diane Booher? Pretty sure that's her name. I haven't talked to her in ages. I forgot her name. This is really bad. Or I'm getting old. She does this. She's written like 30 business books. She's a professional speaker. And what she'll do, and other authors will do, is they will go away. They'll reserve a hotel room for like 4 days, a long weekend. They'll take 4 days off, and they'll leave their families, because most people are married and have kids and stuff. And they'll say, you can't bother me for 4 days. And they'll work with their team. You can't bother me for 4 days. And they go to a hotel. They go away, and they hole up in this hotel room for 4 days straight, and they write. And they write for like 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day. They eat, they shit, and they write. And that's it for 4 days. And at the end of 4 days, they have a whole book, several hundred pages. And the reason it works is because those of you who know have tried to write a book, I've written many. When you write a book, you do X amount of hours per day or 3 or 4 times per week, whatever you're doing. A lot of your time is spent going back to figure out what you did the last time. Okay, last time you wrote. So you're sitting down on Thursday. You wrote on Tuesday. You got to take some time to figure out, okay, where was I? Okay, let's read what I just did. Okay, oh, that's right. Okay, maybe I should. All that time spent every day is vanished. It's gone when you do this blitz writing of 4 days. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 4 days, rewrite the entire book, update the book, and maybe even do the audiobook, record the whole audiobook. Caleb, you can use AI. I don't want to use AI. I want to use my voice because it's still a little funny. Okay, so I'm going to do that. That'll be this year. And we're doing something attached to that we've never done before. I just talked about this to someone. Who did I talk to about this? Was it a video I did? I don't remember. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about this. So anyway, I'm getting a little off topic. Let me get back to your questions. Let's see. I hear Pink Firefly outside there. Doop, 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 doop. Caleb, which autoresponder landing page, checkout, website builder, or payment process should you guys use or recommend? I use Kartra. There's not one particular one I recommend. If you want a real simple one, eJunkie, e-junkie.com. You could use something like Kartra if you want, which is kind of all-inclusive, a little more expensive. So I don't usually recommend that kind of stuff unless you already have a business. Kajabi is a really good one that a lot of people use. There's a few, but that's what I use. Not to mention dating stuff. Keep the questions simple and relates to 5 flags. Would you choose Colombia or Asia for young men looking to explore dating? What option is better? You know what the answer to that question is? And I got to move on because it's a dating question. What kind of women you like? Some guys like the Latinas and some guys like the Asian chicks. And some they will like one more than the other. I like everybody. As long as you're curvy and beautiful, I don't care. You can be any race. I don't care. I've dated every race you could think of, just about. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer Asian girls or Latina girls? What do you prefer? Which one do you like? and do that because they're both good. If you don't care, if you like them 100% equally, then I would probably lean the direction of South America because you have a little less ASD there. Think about investing land in Gambia. I have business contact with buying up parcel land and flipping them. Africa scares me. I would be very careful about purchasing land in Africa. Very, very, very careful. You better really know what you're doing. And it's risky. I'm not saying don't do it. There are going to be multi-millionaires, decadesa millionaires made from Africa. Western people going to Africa starting companies there. It's a huge opportunity, but you got to be really careful and strong and know what you're doing. How important is it to know marketing and start your business 2.0? Very, very important. It is critical. It's the one thing that most business owners don't do or don't do enough of or do incorrectly. Will you offer residency in Paraguay and Mexico next year as well? Yes. Definitely Paraguay, probably Mexico. Mexico's open now. You could register for a Mexico service right now. It's not closed yet. Mexico and Armenia, for those of you who know, we're getting residency in Mexico, getting residency in Armenia are both open right now. Paraguay, we had to shut down. However, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this. My team might get mad at me. If you really want to get residency in Paraguay, email us and we might still be able to hook you up because we've changed the way they do the documentation. You might still be able to get in. You have to get through Billy, but you might be able to do that. So next year, yes, we probably will. What else do you say here? I was hoping to purchase this year of FS to get the location of an income doing residency event. Oh, I see. Got it. Understand. Cool. Can you just about how wokeness has hit Brazil? I was going to move there. There is a strong component. Oh, here's another question about Brazil. Do you think Brazil will collapse? It'll bounce up and down forever. Wokeness in Brazil. There is a strong component now of hardcore feminists in Brazil and a lot of dating guys, dating gurus, who I know and done business with, who go down there and do things like boot camps and stuff. They're getting shut down because the woke people get pissed off about this because they're abusing women. They're not abusing women. And that's just the beginning. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Wokeness is a cancer that is infecting the entire world. Another reason why I like Paraguay, because there's no wokeness there, and Dubai here. You're in Dubai. There's no wokeness here. So that's a challenge. Would it be fair to say that CBDCs have completely fucked us in terms of how many months we have for 5 flags and security or freedom? No, watch my video on CBDCs. If you do 5 flags, CBDCs aren't a big deal. CBDCs are a Western problem. If you're outside the West, it's not that big of a deal. It's a deal, but not that big of a deal. If you're an American or Canadian or Western European, and you're going to stay living in America, Europe, Western Europe, or Canada, and just stay there for the rest of your life and use that currency, yeah, you're fucked. Bye. Get the fuck out of there. You don't have to worry. You notice I'm not worried about CBDCs. I don't care. America do whatever the fuck they want with their money. Go ahead, America. I'll make it work because I don't live there anymore. I don't bank there. I do bank there, but I bank in many other countries. I have corporations set up in many other countries around the world. I don't fucking care. I have investments all over the world. I don't care because I do 5 flags. One of the recent Unchained Business podcasts with Billy have traveled internationally, but only in Mexico. As far as currency when traveling, what do you do? What do you manage in new places, cash or credit? Oh, you can use any American or Western Visa card or MasterCard, debit or credit. Either one is fine. They work. They may charge you a 1%, 1.5% international charge on that. If you want to do that, you can use cash. I don't like using cash. I have cash, but I don't like using cash. I use cards. So it's up to you. For young guys, do you think it's good for visiting different countries for a few weeks or a couple of months to see if you like it? That is exactly what I tell you to do. That is exactly what you should do. A few weeks, go there and see if you like it. Correct. I find it's increased my knowledge and helps design 5 flags option. That is exactly what I recommend. Yes. Any place in Caribbean you recommend for 5 flags? Dominica, Antigua, St. Kitts and Nevis, they're all okay, depending on what you want to do there. I mean, I can comment on each one of those, but yeah. Have you thought about doing referrals for the guys doing the get residency in Uruguay and Paraguay to Luis for Spanish dating, since you and Billy saw the guys crushing on the dating in Asuncion? Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think Jeff has talked to Luis about that. We may have even done that. I'm really not involved at that level, but I think we have already done it. Yeah. What do you think of the dating market? Of course, with a narrow niche. I think the dating market for a business is really good if you have a narrow niche. My niche over in Alpha Male 2.0 is dating multiple women at the same time without cheating, without having any drama, without telling what to do. So it's very narrow. So it works for me. Yeah. How would you recommend getting started with an online business as a software engineer? Do you think tech products and tech services are oversaturated? Yes. I've said this many times. I have a whole video on my YouTube channel called Don't Learn to Code, because that's where it says learn to code. Learn to code is an advice for someone who is an employee, wants to be an employee for the rest of his life. If you want to be an employee the rest of your life, learn to code. You want to be a business owner, that's useless information, because the very first thing you would do as you scale your business is you would outsource your coding. Does Bill Gates, when he started Microsoft, when he was just him and a few people he was coding, but as soon as he hired a bunch of people, he stopped coding. He outsourced coding, right? So unless you want to have a really small business, I guess, you never want to hire anyone and just be on your own and, work decent hours and, make $85,000 a year and that's it, then I guess you could. But outside of that, no, I don't. Tech services is one of the first things you outsource in your business. I'm a professional. I was a professional blogger with over 10 years experience. I didn't fuck with my blog. I had other people do that. I outsourced that immediately. I got to learn the blogging. I got to learn how to do WordPress, to be a WordPress expert, to be a blogger. No, you don't. First thing you do is outsource that. And as I've said many times, who do you outsource it to? Do you outsource it to an American or a Canadian or a Western European and pay them $75 an hour? No, you outsource someone in India or Bangladesh and pay them $12 an hour. And they're better than the Americans. They work harder. Yeah, so it's just not a good idea. You think it's possible for A2 to have a lot of kids for different women? I don't want to discuss hardcore woman topics in this live stream. Let's keep it to business topics and Five Flags topics. I promise I will do an Alpha 2.0 live stream at some point soon. You can talk about all the girl stuff you want. I mean, I'll touch on girl stuff, but your question, that would get heavily into the girl stuff. I've heard Nomad Capitalists talk about Uruguay. This is a country that it can become a flag. Yes, I strongly recommend it. I'm halfway through and Chen Man should be finished later the week. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to add Uruguay to our repertoire. So right now we focus on, for getting residency, Paraguay, UAE, which is Dubai, Armenia, Mexico. We used to do Panama. I've deleted that off my list because they're not as good anymore. They're still good. It's not as good for residency. And I want to replace that with Uruguay. That's going to take a little time. So strongly recommend Uruguay. Uruguay is the more advanced Paraguay. So if Paraguay is just too low on the economic totem pole for you, you just can't stand it. Uruguay is a little more Western, a little more upscale, a little more upscale. They have a beach. They have a good beach, one good beach. It's boring, like Paraguay. It's boring. So you don't go there to party and bang chicks and have a great social life. That's not when you go to Paraguay or Uruguay. But it's good. Yes, strongly recommend. Mm-hmm. What do you think of digital marketing agencies with a narrow niche? They better be really narrow. Caleb, do you think drop shipping is good? I think it's okay. I am not a big fan of selling hard products because the margins are generally lower. So I'm not a huge fan of it. But you could do it. Could you make it work? Yes. Is Malaysia as good as Thailand? In some ways, it's better than Thailand. Depends what you're looking for. Would it be fun for young guys? Yes. I think Thailand would be more fun, but Malaysia's good. Yes. Also, UK citizens has good visa laws. You could say 9 days visa free. That is correct. Malaysia, almost everyone is visa free in Malaysia for 9 days. Almost the whole world. Malaysia's awesome. Yeah. But if you're a young guy wanting to have fun, I think Thailand would be like 2 notches above Malaysia, but you still could Malaysia. Yes. Yes, sir. Started my piano teaching business and finally figured out a niche, teaching piano to parents who have kids, and I will teach their kids. No. Teaching piano to parents who have kids. You're not teaching piano to the parents, you're teaching to the kids, and I will teach the kids. That is not a niche. Caleb, is Wise a payment processor or wire transfer into a bank? Is Wise a payment processor or a wire transfer into a bank account? I don't understand your question. It does both. Do you have any way to avoid hacking your services? Several ways, but I cannot disclose them publicly. Looking to move to Puente del Diablo in Uruguay. What are your thoughts about relocating to Uruguay? Strongly recommend. Do it. It's awesome. One of my strongest recommended flags. Uruguay is great. When are you launching the next 90-day business builder? I'm about to do some slides on that in a few minutes. So stay tuned. In a few minutes, I'm going to do some quick slides on business builder, some quick ones, and then we'll get right back to your questions in like a few more minutes. How long have I been talking? 35 minutes? Yeah, a few more minutes. I'll do some slides on the 90-day business builder, give you all the information on that, and we'll get right back to your questions. Boop, 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 boop. Someone mentioned writing books. Ebooks are different due to the low markup, and I'm nearly first draft stages. If you think you don't have much to write left, that's a sign you're nearly done. Possibly, yeah. Would you say the West collapse? The West is collapse, yes, but maybe could be psycho. Why would the West collapse? Why is it not psycho? Good question. He's talking about the terminologies I use for different countries. Psycho means you go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Argentina, perfect example. Brazil's another example. They do great, then they do horrible. Then they do great, then they do horrible. Then they do great, then they're horrible. Is that something the United States? No. The United States was amazing 60 years ago, and every year it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. The United States ever go, oh my God, it's great now. Oh, now it's getting worse and worse and worse. Oh, now it's great. No, it gets worse. I'm 51 years old. Every year I have been alive, I have watched my home country, my ex-home country, United States, get worse every year by just about every economic measurement, or at least every 5 years. You got little spikes in a given year, maybe. But yeah, so no, it's a steady decline that is not going to stop. United States, Canada, Europe. Australia, New Zealand are probably going to stagnate. They're going to do this badly. They're going to be low and just be low forever. That's my guess, based on my analysis. Have your thoughts of Guadalajara still remain the same? I've been thinking about putting a flag there. Yes, I will be in Guadalajara for Pink Firefly. We'll both be there about 3 weeks in August for our Mexico Get Residency service, which you can get right now. Caleb, you're going to buy land in Paraguay, I have already. Would you consider letting an alpha male 2.0 JV on the land with a rev share to grow super high yield ginseng and chia indoors in the land? I wouldn't grow chia or ginseng. No, I wouldn't. I want to grow something. I can't tell you what I own. Sorry. I want to do something really simple, or maybe I'm doing something really simple. You know, corn, soy, cattle, simple shit that works well when things are doing well and works well when the recessions occur. No matter what, I'm covered. Ginseng, I want something really stable for that land stuff. How long do you think it will take for Latin America to be completely engulfed by wokeism? I can't answer that question. It's going to be a long time because there's a lot of different countries. It'll happen. It'll happen. I don't know when. I'd have to speculate. I mean, it's hitting Brazil in a big way now. It's starting to hit Argentina. Hasn't really hit Colombia yet. A little bit in Panama. That's about it. I don't think it's hit Ecuador or Peru. It certainly has not hit Uruguay or Paraguay, but it will. It will. We could do a whole thing on this. Brian Tracy, one of my old mentors, called this the E factor. There is a flaw in the human psyche. And the flaw is when things are going well, humans get guilty. They start feeling weird. They start destroying themselves. And that's what you're seeing now with the Western world. They've been doing well for so long. They get guilty and they start freaking out about, transgender. They start talking about gender, how big a big deal gender is, and people starts to transition other things like that, right? Socialism, welfare statism, they get really worked up about these things. Wokeism, lack of free speech. This has happened many times. This is just going to get worse. This is the era in which we live. So as always, don't be mad. A, don't be mad. B, don't be depressed. C, don't be like a Trump supporter and try to vote for someone and fix it, because you're not going to fix it, Trump supporters. Sorry. You should have learned that already. D, choose D, exploit it. Use the collapse to make a lot of money and live a free lifestyle. That's what I did. Did very well with that. It's fine. Not only financially, but in my personal life as well. I take advantage of these negative trends. You can make money on trends, whether they're positive or negative. You don't just make money on positive. You can make huge money on negative trends. I have. I make a lot of money, a decent amount of money anyway, on all these get residency services. I am shocked that people signing up for these things. I have been legitimately shocked. Still to this day, starting with the first time we did this, the second time we did it, the third time, I'm shocked at the number of people signing up for these things. I figured, the numbers are like triple, quadruple what I expected because people get the fuck out. I get emails, not every day, but almost every day. I just got an email from someone, maybe even watching this video, a woman who was watching the podcast Billy and I did from Paraguay, where Billy was talking about this is the first time I've traveled outside and I was really nervous and I came to Paraguay and I love it. It's amazing. This is fantastic. So a woman watched that podcast, sent me an email saying, hey, can I still sign up for your Paraguay service? I want to come down with myself, my husband, and my son. And Billy's talking to her right now. She'll probably do it. I get emails like that all the time from normal, not crazy maniacs like me, normal everyday people. So exploit. Let's see. What secondary skill would you recommend for someone who's a coder? Marketing, highest paid skill. Marketing/sales. Marketing ebooks. Have you written scripts for YouTube vids? I do not do that. Should these be used as blog posts first, then recorded to reach more readers? You mentioned that people prefer videos now. Okay. So you have several questions there. I do not write scripts. You can probably tell by the way I speak, I don't write scripts. That is a millennial thing. That's a young guy thing. Young guys, millennials and Gen Z guys on YouTube write scripts. They spend hours writing pages and pages, and then they read it. They read it, or they memorize it, or they do a teleprompter. And you can tell by the way they speak. Graham Stephan is a class example. You can tell by the way they speak, clearly they're reading a script. They're not just talking to you like I'm talking right now. I don't do that because I think reading a script is pussy and beta. It's my opinion. So what I do is I have a very simple when I do a YouTube video, a real one, not a podcast. Podcast, I just talk. Right now, I'm just talking. When I do a video, an official YouTube video, I have a very simple bulleted list of like 5 or 6 things that I every once in a while refer to. The next topic. Okay. And I just talk for 5 minutes. Next topic, talk for 5 minutes. That's it. That's what I do. Here's what you should do. You don't have to write scripts. You can write scripts if you want. That is not my style. And my personal opinion, this is not business advice. It's just Caleb's personal opinion. That's for pussies, in my opinion. But it's easy for me to see. Easy for me to say I'm a very confident guy. I have 25 years of public speaking experience. I'm successful entrepreneur for most of my life. I guess it's easier for me to say that. So if you really want a script, fine. And then you would, turn that into a blog post. Or you do what I do, or used to. I stopped doing this because I don't care. At some point, I'll start doing this again, but it'll be a while. I will do the video and then have it transcribed by AI. AI transcribe it and then have someone just kind of check the transcription and then make that a blog post. Yes. Always repurpose your content. Yes. In your 90-day business builder program, how much time do your coaches spend on creating and testing for an irresistible offer? Can you give an indication how much your program costs between $3,000 and $5,000? What a perfect segue. Let's talk about that really quick. So I'm going to take a quick little aside here. I'm going to show you some slides, just a few slides, because I'm going to burn through these really quick. A lot of you have already seen this kind of thing. So I've changed this around a little bit, a few slides, and then I'm going to get right back to your questions. So if you have questions, keep asking. I'll do your questions in a second. All right. If you want a result in your life, you have 2 choices. One, you can do it all by yourself. Boy, do I know about this. I could do 3 podcasts on just this distinction in my life, doing it all by myself. Or option 2, you get help from someone who's already done it. Not an expert, not a politician, not a college professor, not a teacher, someone who's actually fucking done it. Okay? Which one do you think is better? Number 2 is way, way better. So the 90-day business builder is exactly that. We work with you, we take you by the hand, and we show you literally what to do, the exact steps. We tell you what to do. Do this, now do that, now do this, to start your own location-independent business like I talk about, one that'll actually set you free, okay, over a 12-week period. Even if you have no idea how to get started and you've never started a business in your life, I still get emails and questions saying, Caleb, I want to join your business builder program, but I don't know where to begin. You are exactly who this is designed for. A lot of you I get this all the time. I don't know what my niche is. I can't figure out a niche. I can't figure out what to sell. I have no idea where to get started. This is the program for you. My whole team and I designed this program exactly for you. This program is designed to get my audience full of really smart guys who don't make any money, lissigs, who live on their keyboards and never do anything, to get off your fucking couch and get off your fucking keyboard, take it by the hand so you can actually start making money. Okay? That's exactly what this is for. You will be making money within 12 weeks, and we guarantee it. You are guaranteed to make money within 12 weeks. Often you'll make money a lot faster than 12 weeks, and I'll show you that. And this is to build a business that increases your freedom, your time and mobility, so that you can escape the collapsing West. Kind of hard to escape the collapsing West, do 5 flags, if you're not making any location-dependent income. This will do it for you. And a lot of you don't even make that much money just to leave. You go to Paraguay, you don't need much money at all. Okay? I'm going to say this again. Even if you've never started a business your entire life and you have literally no idea where to get started, you are the perfect candidate for this program. This program is designed for you. Now, if you do have a business you just started or you have some ideas, that's even better. Great. You can still join. We have guys who join who are kind of like, a third into the process. Fine. That's fine. No problem. Okay. I'm not going to go through this stuff. You know me. I'm successful and I've been successful for a long time, and you know me. All right. Moving on. Here's some people who've gone through the program. Okay. This is Cliff. Cliff started from zero when he started our program. Okay. Late last year, I think. Did not have a location, but didn't have business, any of that stuff. Okay. Within 5 weeks, not 12 weeks, within 5 weeks, he made $3,500 within 5 weeks. So a lot of guys are making money way before 12 weeks. Okay. He has made a lot more money since then. Matter of fact, the last time Jeff talked to him, he was complaining he was getting too many clients. This is a guy who did not have a business just a few months ago. Okay. And he did such a good job. Guess what? He is now a coach in this program. So if you do well in this program, make a lot of money, we'll recruit you as a coach. He is now one of the advisory and accountability coaches in this program who will actually help you because he did it. He's awesome. Cliff is fantastic. This is Raza, good guy. He started from zero, just with a corporate job, no business, 9-to-5 job like anyone else. Okay. When he joined our program, what he did, we helped him do this. We helped him negotiate all this. He took his corporate salary job and quit and turned them into his first client for his consulting practice. So he made the same amount of money, or actually a little more, and now he makes 6 figures at way less taxes because you pay more taxes as an employee than you do as a business owner. Okay? He did this he did this fast. Now he's location independent. Now he's in Mexico. He's living a good life. A good life. He lives a good life now. All from joining our program. This is Kevin, and I have not gotten written permission for him to use his photo. He probably wouldn't care, but I have to be ethical and legal. I can't use his photo. Kevin, this is one of my favorite stories. Okay. Kevin started from zero. Like Raza, he had a 9-to-5 corporate job, never started a business in life. Never. Okay. Started from zero in terms of business. Within 3 weeks, not 12, not 5, not 6. 3 weeks. This is true. 3 weeks. He made $5,000 from getting one client. He started a consulting business. He got one client. His first client, $5,000 in 3 weeks. That's the kind of stuff guys are doing. You don't have to wait 12 weeks in many cases. Some guys are pulling this down much faster than 12 weeks. Okay. Open phone. It said that's supposed to say now, not no. Sorry, the logo's covering it up. Open phone enrollment right now, but not for long. Your deadline is May 4th. That is, as of this recording, mid next week. Okay. The first session, the reason that's the deadline is not something I just made up. The first session of the 4th iteration, the 4th round, starts on Saturday, May 6th. So your deadline is the 4th. We can't have people signing up. We did this last time. We can't have people signing up like the night before we start the first session. That's a nightmare. Trying to avoid that this time. So that gives me a 48-hour buffer. So your deadline is May 4th. Okay. And, well, Caleb, when are you doing this again? I get a lot of those questions. We are not doing this again for a long time. And the reason for that is this is the 4th round we're doing. I don't want to do too many rounds. I don't want to exhaust my audience. My audience is only of a finite size, and I don't want to just blow your brains out with constant marketing for 90-day business builder all the goddamn time. So this is the last time we're doing this. This is the 4th time we've done this. It's the 4th round, 4th set of classes, so to speak. It's been many, many months before we do this again. I have a general idea of what I think I want to do, but I have not picked a specific date. We haven't. So if you want in on this, this is the time to do it right now, because we're not doing this again for a long time. And as I keep saying, the Western world is in a state of collapse. You cannot fucking wait anymore. Okay. Here's everything you'll get really quick. 12 Zoom training sessions are live sessions. Okay. Some with me, some with Billy, some with other experts who have actually done this, other business owners. So you get 1 per week. That's actually not true. You actually get more than 12. I think you get 14, but I'm just going to be really conservative here and just say you get 12. We'd actually give you more than this. So it's a 3-month program. The first month I can't talk. It's a 3-month program. I have to learn to talk slower. And the first month we focus on nothing but niche, nothing but offering. We have actually changed the curriculum a little bit. It's actually more than a month. It's like 6 weeks because that's so important. And it's the thing that so many guys get wrong. So we spend the first 6 weeks of this program doing nothing but helping you develop your niche, making sure it's a real niche that can actually afford what you want, that's actually valid, and what to sell to that niche. That's the first month. Second month is business logistics, setting up your checking accounts, setting up your website, setting up your from scratch, setting up your mailing lists, setting up your LLC if you want that stuff. All the logistical stuff, we get that done pretty quick in the second month. Okay. Third month is we get you customers. We get you paying customers that pay you. Marketing. We have a very specific track for the type of marketing you choose. You pick 1 track out of 4. You lean into that. Either a track that costs money or a track that doesn't cost any money if you have no money. It doesn't matter. And you get business. And you make money within 12 weeks. All sessions are recorded and are yours forever. So you miss a session, you're okay. You get daily support in our corporate base camp. Daily. You're in there. You can ask questions every day. Jeff on our team is in there every day. Cliff, who I just showed you, is in there pretty much every day. Billy is in there sporadically, I think 2-3 times a week. We have several other coaches and experts, marketing experts, business experts, things like that, who are in there sporadically. We have people like Rafi, people like Andy, various other people who are in there sporadically. Okay. So you can ask questions whenever you want, 24/7. Okay. Structured curriculum with to-do lists. So in every session, we tell you exactly what to do. We assign you those to-do lists in Basecamp, and then you do them. And the next week, we assign you the next set of to-do lists, and then the next. It's a very structured curriculum. We just launched Founders Sanctum last week. This program is not like that. Founders Sanctum, UMS, those programs are good, but there's no structure to those. You just join and ask questions. This is a very specific structure. We take it by the hand. We say, do this, now do this, now do this, now do this, now do this. And if you have trouble, you talk to your coaches, you get questions, you get it done. Okay? Accountability coaches who keep you accountable and help you with everything. Primarily Jeff and Cliff. Step-by-step training videos exclusive to this program that are not available in any of my other programs or any of my other content, in addition to the training sessions. So we have a video in there on how to set up your website from scratch. We have a video in there on how to set up your mailing list from scratch. We have a video in there on how to do, if you want to do video, how to do video editing, like with Camtasia. We have a training on that. We have a bunch of exclusive step-by-step training videos that you get as part of this, okay? You also get, as soon as you sign up, the Alpha 2.0 business course. That's about 6 hours of content on how to develop an Alpha 2.0 business, because I want you to have all the material as soon as you start. Also, you get my How to Get Clients course. That's another 5-6 hours of content, 21 different ways of marketing. It's all yours. And then you also get my book, Big Income and Little Work, which again talks about how to set up a location-dependent business. You get those as soon as you sign up. If you sign up today, you get those like today or tomorrow. And then the structure, the classes start classes, for lack of a better session. The sessions start May 6th. Cool? Cool. That's what you get. It's awesome. Guarantee. Here's our guarantee. This is our guarantee. You will make now. Right now, the website says $1,000. And whatever the website says when you go to the website, 90daybizbuilder.com, that's the official number. So I have not moved this 3,000 figure to that website yet. I'm checking with my staff first, my team, and they haven't got back to me yet. So for this slide, I'm going to say $3,000, but it might be 1,000. It'll probably be 3,000 next 24 hours. you will make $3,000 or more in 12 weeks or less. That's our guarantee. If you don't make at least that, we will work with you forever until you do. And the reason I've upped that to 3,000, it was 1,000. Reason I upped it to 3,000 is I believe, I'm not sure about this. My team will get back to me. I don't think we've had anyone in this program who made money, but made less than 3,000 in the 12-week period. I don't think that's happened. We've had some people who made zero money because they didn't complete the 12 weeks. They left. Had that happen? Well, that's on you. Or they didn't do what we told them. Okay. Or they paused. They went too slow. But the ones who made money, I'm pretty sure within 12 weeks made more than 3,000. I can't think of someone who only made $1,000. That's it. I can't think, but maybe. So that's why. So that's guaranteed because we know this stuff works. We've had too many success stories. Sorry, that logo's covering that up. Sorry. Several different price points. This is new. This costs several $1,000s. It's in the 5 figures. Okay. Now, what we have done is when you call us, there's a phone call to get into this program because we have to go through all the options and stuff. If you can't afford the main full meal deal, which is tax deductible, by the way, we have other versions. We have a 90-day business builder light version that is less money, still a few thousand, but much less. It's not as good. To be fair, it's not, but you get the materials. So we have, and if you can't afford that, we have something even less. So if you think you can't afford it, you probably can, plus lots of discounts. There is an entire schedule of like 14, 15 different discounts we offer, depending on if you've bought anything else from me before, if you've been if you've seen my content before, and there's a million different things. You'll cover that in your phone call. Okay. So it's not as expensive as you might think. It's a few $1,000s. To be fair, it's a few $1,000s. But if you're thinking, well, I may not be able to afford it, go ahead and schedule the call. You might be surprised. You might be able to afford either that program with the discounts or one of the other options. And I'm going to say this again, it's tax deductible. You write this off on your taxes. Okay. 90daybizbuilder.com. That's the website you want to go to book your call. Your call is probably going to be with, well, it could be one of several people, but it could even be with me. But it'll probably be with Matthew, who has his own location independent business, who makes more than $85,000. He follows all the sovereign CEO models, and he's very successful. Okay, so you'll be talking to someone, again, who's actually done it. Okay, you must have this call on your calendar. You must schedule this call. Click the schedule link before May 4th. That's your hard deadline for this because we start on May 6th. Okay, cool. All right. That's it. Let's get back to your questions. How do I make this smaller? I want to keep it on the screen. Oh, that's so cool. I'm so happy. I'll leave that there. Can I move this? Let's see. No, I can't move it. All right. I'm going to leave that up there. Cool, dude. All right. If you have questions on this, I can answer that too. All right. Back to your questions. Hang on. Let me get a drink of water. Let's see. Caleb, I've literally watched computer scientists get GPT-4 create code within 60 seconds where all he does is split. I didn't even mention this. I forgot about that. If you're a coder, you're fucked. I thank you for reminding me on that, Taylor. Thank you. You're a coder, you're going to be replaced. If you're a reporter or a journalist, you're fucked. You're out. If you're a lawyer, bye, you're gone. AI is going to wipe all this shit out. Okay? Yes, correct. Hey, Caleb, thoughts on Kazakhstan? Kazakhstan, greatest country in the world. All other countries are run by little girls. If you know what that's a reference to, you're very smart. On the rest of Central Asia, really low-key area. Wokeism hasn't hit there yet, and it's really super cheap. Yes, I am very interested about Central Asia. I will probably be hitting Central Asia next year. There are several different countries. Some of them are clusterfucks, and some of them are okay. It's very cheap, certainly not woke. They're landlocked countries. They're somewhat mismanaged. But yes, there's potential there. I don't have enough information to give you a solid opinion on them. But yes, I'm very interested in this. Yeah. What's a good service-based business as an engineer for a top 100 company? I also know how to drop ship and big into fitness. Fitness, don't do fitness. Drop shipping, I don't recommend drop shipping unless you can find very high margin stuff like jewelry. Good service-based business as an engineer for a top 100 company. What do top 100 companies have problems with that you can help solve? Start there. In September 22, I spent $8K on a coaching program. Still don't have an offer. 7 months in the program, no offer and 0 sales yet. Ooh, that hurts. Well, are you really doing what they told you to do, or they just scam you? I mean, that sounds odd. Heard about your programs 2 weeks after, already paid. Oh, hey, I've been in that scenario in the past. But you know what? Every coaching program I have joined, I've joined some really expensive ones that were real expensive. I mean, the cheapest ones I've joined are like 30 grand. I learned something from everything I do. I've made money from everything I've joined. That's me. Hopefully not too technical. Can you say trade while living in Mexico and not too much taxes? Can you say trade? You mean day trade and not pay too much taxes? Yes, Mexico tax law is complicated. If you're there less than 6 months a year, definitely less. Yes, if you're there more than 6 months a year, it's complicated, but I think you can. You need to talk to an accountant. Why do you recommend moving as soon as possible for your parents? Because when you live with your parents, you have no freedom. It doesn't matter if they're nice and wonderful. You have no freedom. Can you do whatever you want throughout your entire day and your entire week when you live at home with your parents? You can't. Can you bring women over? No. Can you be loud? Can you play loud music? No. Can you stay up ladies you want? Maybe, if you're in your room quiet, right? Can you do whatever you want around the house? No. Freedom. I teach freedom, 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 freedom. The first phase of life, I call the breakout phase for younger men. That means you need to break away from your authority figures. And those are parents, boss at work, so you start your own business. So parents, move out. Boss at work, start your own business and quit your fucking job. And 3, for some of you, less of you now, girlfriend. Monogamous girlfriend. You should not have a girlfriend before you're 30. Insanity. Date, have fun, don't have a girlfriend. Those 3 things. Do you have to be a resident of Armenia to open a bank there? You do not, but you have to be in process. You have to be in process of applying for residency. You don't really need your residency card, but if you show that you're in the process, you can open a bank account. Yep. And it's real easy. It's like within 20 minutes, you've got it. It's awesome. Except for Colombia and the psycho South American countries for dating lifestyle and cream of the cropping a harem. Except for Colombia and the psycho South American countries for dating lifestyle and cream of the cropping a harem. I don't understand your question. Where are the more spicy senoritas? Guadalajara, Paraguay. Spicy, Guadalajara. Guadalajara, Mexico, by far, if you want spicy. Teaching piano to kids not a niche, then what could be a niche for piano teaching industry? Thoughts? I don't know that industry very well. I just know teaching kids is not a niche. Any of you guys have an idea for him? What would be a niche for a piano guy? Do they have piano competitions? So if they have piano competitions, you train people to pass or win those competitions. That would be a niche. You see how that works? I don't know piano. I don't know the industry. I don't know how that works. But that's the thought process. How close is the Western United States to the end of the logarithmic decay curve? If you have a scale from 1 to 10, 1 is the founding of a country and 10 is its total collapse, we're at 9. We're not we, you. You Americans are at 9. Maybe 9.2. The pandemic knocked 10 years off the life of the United States. All the money printing and borrowing they did under Trump. Yeah, so you're at a 9. I can't give an exact time, and I've done, what have I repeated many times? I can't give an exact time because no one would know that. If someone knew that, they'd already be a billionaire. If I knew exactly when America collapsed, I'd already be a billionaire now. Number 1. Number 2, when is it going to collapse is the wrong question. That's the wrong question to ask. It's going to collapse. Get out as soon as you can. It's like when you put my analogies, you put on your seatbelt. Well, I don't need to put on my seatbelt. When am I going to get a car accident? I don't know. Well, then I'm not going to wear a seatbelt. You can't tell me when I'm going to, then I'll just wait. No, you wear your seatbelt because you don't know when. Same thing. In Guadalajara, are the roads smooth everywhere? No, it's Mexico. As far as for sports, rollerblading, and bike riding, no. But Guadalajara is a gigantic city, and there are areas where the roads are okay. But it's Mexico, so you got trouble there. Is this the Q&A where you answer the questions we sent through email, please? This is not. That is the AMA. I am recording. I'll be recording that offline and uploading that to YouTube. in the next week. I will do that the next week or two. No, next week. So we'll do a Alpha Male 2.0 AMA. There'll be a Sovereign CEO AMA, and there'll be a me with Pink Firefly AMA. So there'll be 3 of them. So that is different than a Q&A. It's an AMA. Ask me anything. Different format. What can you suggest for someone trying to do 5 flags with a criminal record? Armenia and Dubai do not check your criminal records. They do not care. Paraguay is going to check. Mexico is probably going to check. Armenia, they don't care. If you have a valid passport, that's all you need. Dubai, they don't give a shit. Armenia and Dubai want people coming there because they're smart. So they don't care. Caleb, could a consultant turn their practice into a high business solution licensing firm and then only provide very high level expertise and supports for the licensing material? How would they do that? You would just do it. You don't ask how, you just do it. Just say, okay, let's do this. You rebrand yourself and you set up those operations in your business. That'd be a Billy question. You just do it. You just do it. You execute. That's it. Current flag based in Tokyo. Interested in setting up a second flag in an Eastern European country. They have blend in places like Kazakhstan, greatest country in the world. Georgia or Poland? Let's see. So Poland, yes. Georgia, yes. Kazakhstan, no. I have not been there. Out of those 3, I would probably recommend Georgia out of those 3, but they're better than those 3. Armenia is better than all 3 of those. Because Georgia's good, but it borders Putin. You do not want to border Putin. Ask Georgia. 2008, what did he do? He invaded Georgia for no fucking reason. Literally. So you don't want to border Putin. So you got to be really careful. You guys are like Eastern Europe. There are advantages to Eastern Europe. I understand. You don't want to border Putin. You don't want to do that. I wouldn't live anywhere that bordered Putin. You could use the flag. As a flag would be okay. But not live there most of the year, no. SEO is important for your business 2.0. It depends on the business. For most businesses, no, but it depends on the business. I wanted to sign up for the business builder, but it's too expensive. Yeah, it's a few $1,000s. Could you do it for a few $100? I would really appreciate it. What do you think my answer is? No. If I said yes to you, I'd have to say yes to everybody, and I wouldn't make any money because I have to pay coaches to implement the program. That's several $1,000s right there. So I'd lose money. So why would I lose money on you? No. If you have a few $100, go to store.calebjones.com and get the Alpha 2.0 business course or one of my other business courses. It's just a bunch of videos. That's it. It's a few $100. Caleb, I'm a little stuck with my business generating leads for a woman's service-based business. I can get the leads, but having trouble selling them over the phone. So you have one of several possibilities. A, you're not qualifying your leads very well before you get them on the phone. You're just saying, are you interested? Yes. Have them fill a little questionnaire. How much money do you have? On a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to making a change in this part of your life? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So a questionnaire to weed out the people who are not serious. Number 1. Number 2, you need to do more research on call scripts, call structures. Get some good books on doing calls. There's something wrong with the way you're doing it over the phone, and or you're not qualifying very well, pre-qualifying. Would you mind please recommending 100 million offers to all sundry anyone, both in your online offices and different in your courts? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, I recommend that book. That is a good one. 100 million offers. That is Alex Hormozi's book. I do recommend that book. It's very good. Yes. In addition, when I said ideas are written down in case I want to write a blog, can I still write a blog and then video reflects the written blog? Or can AI chat GPT use to facilitate this? Yes and yes. Caleb, what do you think about Playa del Carmen in the Yucatan? No, I think it's fine. Yeah, that's a cool area. Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, no complaints there. Yeah, nothing bad to say about that. Which countries does the program support? What program? And does the program help you figure out the right country to set up your business entity? Oh, the 90-Day Business Builder is not a 5 flags program. That would be extremely expensive. So it has nothing to do with 5 flags. All it does is, anyone in the world can sign up for it. If that's your question, anyone in the world can sign up for 90-Day Business Builder as long as you speak English. Do we cover setting up foreign business entities in the 90-Day Business Builder? No, that is a pure 5 flags thing. And we don't talk about that in Business Builder because that would be extraordinarily expensive. Ask Andrew Henderson, who is going to charge you, $75,000 plus to help you do that kind of thing. So no, that's extremely expensive. I have a job as a web developer. I could work from anywhere, flexible hours, money above the Alpha 2.0 minimum. If I get fired, there are many companies who would hire me. Why should I build my own business? Several reasons. Can you do whatever you want whenever you feel like it? No. If you get fired, you're going to say, oh, this is okay. If you got fired tomorrow morning, would you go, oh, that's fine. I'll just get another job. Where you go, what the fuck? Oh, shit. You got to figure out how to pay your bills until you get another job. You want to go through that? Why? Are you going to retire on that? How are you going to retire? Really? Because when you have your own business, you can build your own retirement. Can you do that when you have a job? No. Who decides how much money you make? Do you decide how much money you make when you have a job? I just put a video today on my YouTube channel, today, saying you need to quit your 9-to-5 job. You need to watch that video. Do you decide how much money you make, or does your boss or your job title? You know who decides how much money I make? Me. That's why I make a lot, way more than I used to make when I had a job. And I made a higher than average income back when I had a job. My last job was working at Nike corporate headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon. And I was making, in $1995, I was making $48,000 a year back in the mid 90s. That was good money back then. Even if you adjust for inflation, you know how much more money I make now? Because guess who picks my income? I do. Instead of you can't. You have no control of your income, or very little control. So there's several reasons. I've been an agricultural realtor for 10 years, made 350 videos, built a mailing list, used 2 Facebook groups, used Facebook to get 2 clients, want to go in to coaching. Am I a viable client? Want to go into coaching? Am I a viable client? A client for the Business Builder program? I don't know how old your business is. For 10 years, but does that mean you've had I don't understand your question. I apologize. Caleb, will the 5 different Get Residency events repeat every year? No. The ones that don't do as well, we're not going to repeat every year. Would a discount be available for someone who signs up for all 5 different countries in a single calendar year once Uruguay is done? A small discount, yes. We can't do big discounts on that like the Business Builder because there's hard costs involved in those residency programs. We're paying for your hotel. We're paying for attorneys. We're paying for transportation costs. We're paying for document prep. There's not a lot of wiggle room. And there's not a huge lot of margin. There's some margin. So, but yeah, if you send me an email, say, Caleb, I'm going to sign up for all 5 right now. I'm going to write you 1 check right now for all 5. Sure, I'll make that worth your while. I'll work with you. Sure, no problem. I don't know when Uruguay is going to be ready. Don't ask me that. I don't know. Hopefully this year, but it might not be. It might be next year. I don't know. That's kind of low on my priority list right now. Can this course help with an info product like a video course? Yes. So the way it works in Business Builder is we actually force you into one of those tracks. You have to be a consultant, a coach, sell a video course, or some sort of service. One of those 4. We plug you into one of those 4. We make you do one of those 4. So if you want to do drop shipping, we say, sorry, you can't do drop shipping. Why is that? We can't guarantee you'll be making thousands of dollars in 12 weeks if you do drop shipping. Can't write a book. Nothing wrong with that book. I've written 8 or 9. But can I guarantee you'll be making thousands of dollars in a book in 3 months when you have no book written? No. But a course I can. You can whip up a course, a good one, as long as you're niched. So yeah, there you go. What's the time commitment for the course? I recommend at least 15 hours per week, 15 hours a week is what I recommend. More is better. The more time you put in, the faster you'll make the money. But 15 hours a week, if you don't have at least 15 hours a week, if you have like 3 hours a week, 5 hours a week, probably not going to do it. 15, and most of you do. What's the price for joining? Several $1,000s. I can't give you a price because I don't know what discounts you qualify for. Most of you are going to qualify for some discounts. Several $1,000s. Schedule your call. Talk to Matthew. Get your options. He'll give you several different pricing options depending on what you can afford, what you want, and go from there. And if you don't want to sign up, you don't have to. It's better to do the call to get the info than to not do the call and now you can't sign up because it's May 6th. Unless you have no money. If you have no money, don't bother calling and wasting our time, please. If you have $200 in your checking account, please don't schedule a call. Okay? Don't do that. If you have $200, $300, $400, CalebJones.com, store.calebjones.com. Go there and buy one of my mini courses or books or something like that. How long does it take to draft ebooks, and how many drafts would it normally take? Can AI ChatGPT help assist with that? Yes, ChatGPT can help. Hang on. How long does drafting a book take? Depends on how many pages your book is. 80 pages, not long. 2,000 pages, a long time. I recommend you do at least three drafts. A first rough draft, which is going to be terrible. A second draft, which is going to be okay. A third draft, which is going to be really good. And if you're really serious, so this is an important book to you, like The Unchained Man was for me, a fourth draft, maybe in a fifth draft. Fifth draft would be proofreading. Once you finish a first business, including marketing, can you then move on to trading options? Sure. I had Henry's course and was in his most recent webinar, which is very good. Henry's courses, I've gotten some good guys. Henry's course is awesome, and Igor's course was awesome. They're both awesome. The answer is yes, you could. Thanks, Caleb. So a niche to teaching piano kids to help them pass the level 1 piano exam. Yes, there you go. And that's your niche. That'll work. I'm a copywriter and piano guy. Are you the same piano guy or a different piano guy? Yeah, you're a different piano guy. A lot of piano guys on the call today. Cool. Copywriter and piano guy. You could license your lessons. Oh, you're giving advice. Okay, cool. Which countries does the program support? You already answered that question. I already answered that question. Anywhere in the world? Does the program help you figure out the right country to set up your business entity? No. You mentioned that there are guys who had very little money, i.e. less than 2K, went to Asia and thrived. I did. Very little money, less than 2K in Asia and thrived. Oh, okay, yes. You're misquoting me slightly, but I know what you're talking about. Yes, Did they work on LI businesses before they moved, or just hit the ground running hard? Let's see. I'm thinking of three different guys. Both of them had LI businesses before they moved. The third guy had nothing and built it when he was there. Sometimes the act of, Andrew Henderson's talked about this, the act of moving to a vibrant country raises your income because of the environment you're in. So if you're in fucking Los Angeles and you're surrounded by homeless people and people bitching and moaning and bitching about politics and everything sucks and that sucks and transgender this, and are you super motivated to like kick ass and build a business? Then you move to Dubai, you move here to Dubai, everyone's fucking, at least all the Westerners. Well, and the Pakistanis, Indians too. Everyone's working hard here, minus Ramadan, which just ended. Everyone's like building businesses, building location-independent businesses, investing in cryptocurrency. Everyone you talk to here, including the cute little Instagram girls who come here to look for clients, okay, including them. They all have business ideas, and they're all working on this business and that business, and it's awesome. So you're like, this is great. And so you get into the groove and you start working. Pretty cool. Have you read Ray Dalio's new book on the changing world order? No, but I've watched some videos about it. I love Ray Dalio. I mean, his book is right there, Principles. He basically says we're in the 5th out of 6 stages of the empires. That's what I said a few minutes ago. Yes. He even compares British and Dutch empires. I know. I said on a scale of 1 to 10, if 10 is collapse, we're at a 9. You, Americans and Canadians and Western Europeans are at a 9. I want to start a consulting business, get a lot of money with few clients. What are your tips? Niche. What is your niche? Find a narrow niche with a severe problem that drives them crazy. And if you're a consultant, that means a B2B niche, a business niche with a severe problem, and help them alleviate or fix that problem. How do you start a consulting business? How do you start any other business? Find a narrow niche with a problem. That's it. That's it. Okay. I prefer rural areas. Cool. I like rural areas too. I like city and rural both. Are there good rural areas in the countries you talk about? Are you kidding? Paraguay is a paradise for rural. Are you kidding me? It's one of the most fertile places on earth. It's beautiful. You got waterfalls, fields, mountains, you got everything. Paraguay, lakes, rivers, Paraguay. Armenia, even more pretty than Paraguay. Not as fertile, but just beautiful. The landscape of Armenia is amazing. Are you kidding? God damn. Dubai, no, unless you like deserts. Mexico too. There's some beautiful parts of Mexico, but I wouldn't go there for the natural beauty. That's why I would go to Mexico. If you had to relaunch CCM tomorrow, what would you do or would you do differently, not referring to healthcare? What would I do differently? Not much. You mean what niche I would service? I don't know the answer to that. I have to think about that. That was a pretty good business pre-pandemic. Not much. I wouldn't do much different. I'm trying to think what I would change. I mean, I would tweak some of the internal operations processes. There were some things I could have done better with that, but on the macro, nothing. You mentioned a video you did on Andrew Tate that he needs to change some business models. What does he need to change? Would you say his business frameworks are extreme? He does business with the Romanian mafia. He owns a casino, I believe, and he co-owns it or works with the Romanian mafia. You don't want to work with the Romanian mafia. You'll get your head shot off eventually. You don't want to do that. You don't work with any illegal elements long-term. You don't want to do it short-term because you're a risk taker and you're a young guy. Fine. Long-term as a basis for your income? No. That's what you need to change. If he were sitting right here and I was advising him as an older man, bro, are you still working with the Romanian mafia? Yeah, I'm Andrew Tate. I'm top D. They can't do anything. You can't do that, Andrew. So why don't you make a phase-out plan over the next 2 years to phase that out of your life? So you don't have to worry about that. Nothing will happen to me. Okay. Weren't you rotting in prison for 3 months? Mr. Nothing can happen to me. Different segment or market or method for CCM. Different segment or market. There are so many. And you said not healthcare, but that's what I pick. If you force me at gunpoint right now to pick a niche, it'd be healthcare. Something in cardiology, hint, hint. Something there. Can you help me get residency in Armenia? My record sucks. Yes. Go to calebjones.com/events. And all of you guys interested in residency services, calebjones.com, CALEB, calebjones.com/events. All the residency programs that are open at the moment are there with links and everything. Go there. How much you pay for copywriting services? Thousands of dollars. VSL advertorial emails. I pay thousands of dollars. But then it's an issue of how much margin and, how much volume you have. I have a pretty big company online, so I pay thousands of dollars. Can you do a video on pros and cons living in Paraguay versus Uruguay? No, I cannot. I don't know Uruguay well enough to do that. Please give us a couple quick comments on that in this stream. I mentioned that earlier. Maybe you came in late. Watch the replay of this. The bottom line is Uruguay is several notches on the economic ladder above Paraguay. It's not as rough. Hey, Caleb, I want to travel to South America next year. Spending a month in a country would there be any problems with flying between countries in South America? No, you're fine. Really cheap too. What is your detailed opinion on South Africa? It's collapsing. Is it another collapsing Western country? Yes. Now, it was fine for a while, and now they're fucked. Yes. It's very English and westernized down there. All thoughts. They're doing everything wrong down there. I could do a whole thing on South Africa. It's unfortunate because I love South Africans. Every person I've met from South Africa, I know a lot of men and women. First, they're all good looking. I don't know what they're drinking down there. The men are gorgeous. The women are gorgeous. I don't get this. The Western ones. I don't understand. I'm kind of confused. Why are these hot people in South Africa? The stereotype is true, but boy, have they mismanaged the fuck out of that place. And again, typical collapsing Western country. So I would not use it as a flag. It's a place to visit here in Dubai. That's one of the hot spots. A lot of the UK people live in Dubai here. Go down to, not Johannesburg. They go to Johannesburg too. They go to like wineries and stuff in South Africa as a vacation spot. So it's a popular vacation spot for here in Dubai. So move to Dubai like me. Use South Africa as a vacation spot. Don't live there. I know fitness is not a niche, but could I couple that with I help men get in shape and make money online since I'm good at drop shipping and getting in shape? Is that a good niche? No, it's not focused. I help men get in shape and learn how to fix cars. Now, I do that with Alpha Male 2.0, but I already have an existing audience that I've built up over the past 15 years, so I can pull that off. But even with Alpha Male 2.0, which covers both dating and relationships / money, okay, that I was a dating coach selling dating stuff for years before I even broached that. Okay. So I didn't start a business saying, I'm going to teach guys how to do both things. So no, I would not do that. Thanks for answering my questions for InfoBox. To add additional products to the business, can you add more ebooks, do video courses, or coaching? Yes. Can you do all three or just stick with two? You can do both. That's what I have. I have courses. I have books. I have coaching services. Okay. I do all those things. Yeah, do them all. One, not all at the same time, one at a time. I've been in business for a long time. Curious what your thoughts are. Tokyo as a residency flag. What your impressions when you visit there, the good and the bad. I liked Tokyo. I enjoyed it. I did not love it. I vastly prefer China. China is much more exciting in terms of living there than Tokyo. It's more motivational to live in China. Tokyo's fine. No problems there. I mentioned on a recent podcast / video, there's an undertone of racism there against white people like me. An undertone. They're very polite, right? So they're fine. Tokyo, Japan is collapsing. It is the only Asian country that is collapsing. There will be no Japan in several decades. But that's okay if you live there and you have income from outside of Japan. That's all right. Japanese women are some of those beautiful women on the planet Earth. And I mean that literally, if you don't mind small boobs. If you like big boobs, sorry, don't go to Japan. But if you don't mind small boobs, Japanese women are some of those beautiful women on earth. If you live in Tokyo, you're walking around going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's like being in high school again. So there you go. How do I do health consulting without being a doctor? Do I sell them something or make them sell more? Yeah, you can service doctors. What are problems doctors have? Help them fix that problem. And what kind of doctor? I have a company in the healthcare industry. I don't talk about it publicly. If you've been to one of my live events or coaching programs, you know. Don't tell anybody. Shh. But I have a company in healthcare. I'm not a doctor. I work with doctors. Caleb, you're so damn right. I'm right about everything. You didn't know that? Yes. Since being out of UK, even though the place I am staying is basic, I find productivity has gone up more. Absolutely. There's also less weed smell and sad people. My productivity has gone up since I moved to Dubai. And my productivity was sky high. It's even better now. It just, yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. Which B2B niches or sub-industries make their money through high-margin B2B subscription or retainers? There are 10,000 plus niches that fall in that category. There's 1 billion of them. As you mentioned, healthcare is a good industry. Yes. Will that extend to mental health? Yes. As the Western world continues to collapse and as more people become more woke and all the Gen Z and millennials have this big thing about mental health, that's a growth industry. I think it's a bullshit growth industry, but it's a growth industry. And I say that with a dad. My dad was a psychologist for 40 years. So yeah, that's a growth industry. You bet. You said women's mental health is quite a good area. Yes, absolutely. Could you do consulting or create an info in that area? You cannot do consulting. You could do consulting. You do coaching. But you could do consulting. Sure. You do consulting for mental health firms. Yes. Right. The United States looks like it will soon be going into recession. It may already be in recession. We don't know that. Yeah. How much more difficult will this make starting a small business that caters to other small businesses doing compliance work? Compliance work? Governmental compliance? Oh, you have another thing. Specific compliance for small healthcare business. Healthcare, you're fine, dude. You're fine. Healthcare will do just fine. The only that will drop with healthcare in a recession would be cosmetic and optional procedures. Things like that will drop a little. But no, you're fine. And it's compliance government. So you're probably okay. My business was to connect furniture sellers on Linear. I know what Linear is. With hospitals under construction. That's cool. But furniture sellers do not want to sell. They have very bad customer service. What do you recommend? Too general a question. I'm not sure what you're asking. What I recommend in regards of what? And I don't know what Linear is. Which Latin country has the highest concentration of women with cute faces? Well, a lot of those. Shit. Let's see. Argentina has reasonably cute faces. I think Paraguay, they're cuter. Chile, they're pretty cute. Uruguay, they're not cute, but there's some super hotties in Uruguay. Colombia, a lot of them are hot. Now, Colombia has better bodies than faces. So there you go. There's a smattering. If you want to see an Asian hottie, check out. Okay. Now, let's lay off the female questions, female stuff. Let's see. What is Canada's future? I know it's collapsing, but it is much slower than the United States. Not much slower. It's a little, you know what? It may not be slower. Canada's really screwed the pooch last few years. Canada may be collapsing just as fast now. 5-6 years ago, it was collapsing slower because your banks were a little better off. Today, I don't know. You guys have so psycho woke in Canada. I don't know if you're collapsing slower in the United States. I think you're about the same speed now. And that's pretty bad. Get the fuck out of Canada. I can't believe people still live in Canada. I mean, I can't believe the United States either, but I don't understand it. People still live in California. What? Why? What the fuck? Southern California. You could make arguments with Northern California. Maybe. People still live in Southern California. Now, if you're if you're Alex Hormozi, make hundreds of millions of dollars, then fine. I guess you probably don't care. But if you're a normal human, and why are you living in California? Why are you living in Toronto? Why are you living in Toronto? Why? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I really don't. What can we expect from upcoming live meet and greet sessions? There's only one. It will be in London. And you can expect me and Pink Firefly to be there and to meet and greet you. And you can meet and greet other people. London, go to calebjones.com/events. Tickets available now. It'll be in July. Miss Firefly and I are going to be in London for about a week. And we're going to hop up to Highclere Castle because her favorite show is Downton Abbey. We'll go see Downton Abbey, the real one. Is overall men's self-improvement a good niche? No. Overall self-improvement for men is not a niche. Nope. Helping men stop being lazy, get their life together. That is not a niche. Here's a niche. Transcendental meditation for men. That's a niche. There you go. Getting your life together. That's not a niche for a man. All men in the Western world need to get their life together. Are you kidding? How is that a niche? No. Way too broad. For coaching, how is this done in Alpha 2.0 business? You said that in 1 hour, that by the hour is not a good idea. Should I sell the ebook first and then move to other services once I make money in the first area? You've asked that several times, I think. Make money on the first thing, then go to the second thing. Don't market 4 or 5 new things at once. Okay? Period. Correct. You should not sell coaching by the hour. It should be a coaching package. So for $297, you get this, 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 and this. What do you notice engineer types have? What do you notice engineer types have more difficulties than 9-day business builder? They don't. Not engineering types, but I mean, that has happened. They overthink it. We say brainstorm some niches. And we give them some guidelines on how to brainstorm niches as phase 1 in terms of niche selection. And they come back with pages and pages of analysis. Okay, no, we don't want pages and pages of analysis, Mr. Engineer. Just give us the niche, describe what you think it is, and that's it. And then shut up. And give us, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't give us pages and pages of analysis. And then we say, okay, narrow this down. And they go, and they give us another 7 pages. We've had that problem. It's hard to focus when you're an engineering type. When you speak about businesses, it seems it doesn't matter if you know much about that area, as if you can start any business regardless of your expertise. How does that work? I may have misunderstood. Yes, you can start a business you know virtually nothing about if you are willing to outsource the people who actually perform the service. So let's say you're going to perform a financial service to some niche, to, I don't know, franchise gas store owners. I don't know. Okay, that's a niche. You're going to provide auditing services. You can hire the auditors. So you get the client, they pay you, you go to Upwork, hire the auditors, and they do the work. And you just manage the auditors and go get more business. So yes, you can do that. I had a mentor many years ago, a guy in the 90s, and he was a serial entrepreneur. And his rule whenever he started a business was, I cannot know how to do what is in the business, because he read the E-Myth, which says, ideally in the perfect world, you do not have to know how to do the thing in the business. You know, so if you're going to start a hair salon, you should know nothing about cutting hair because it forces you to think like a manager and a business owner instead of a technician working on the customer. So yeah, definitely. And this guy, he did that. He started a cell phone company. He started a wood chipping service, not location dependent, but he started all these weird companies and he made money on all of them. And he goes, I don't know anything about how to do it. I have no clue. It was awesome. I learned a lot from him. Caleb, I scale marketing agencies in the States. I live outside the U.S. Will I lose my business if they see I'm invoicing from a Dubai Corp instead of LLC? I have never seen that reported. No. The worst case scenario is you might lose some business. You're coming from a place that's has a shitty like Seychelles. Like if it's a Seychelles corporation, some companies and banks go, ugh. If you're coming from Russia, ugh. Okay, it's not me saying that. People will say that. But Dubai, no. No one's worried about Dubai in terms of finance. Not that I've seen. Furniture sellers don't seem to want what I sell since their customer service is horrible. What can I do? That your question makes no sense. I think your English is second language. If they don't want what you sell because your customer, what does their customer service have to do with whether or not they buy your service? I don't understand. The reason people still live in so-called is the climate is superb. Insanity. When you have to deal with the climate every day, it's pretty important to live in a place of good climate. I've said this on my videos. You say, why the fuck do you live in Southern California? It is the worst place in the entire civilized world to date women. It is the worst place to start a business. It's the highest tax place on the planet Earth. It's woke as fuck. Your infrastructure is shittier than Paraguay. Why the fuck would you live? They go, well, it's because it's sunny. You're insane. You know how many other sunny places are in the world that you could go to without all 5 of these horrific problems? It's the stupidest reason on earth that people say this. Can't believe it. Business adjacent question. How has Alex Hormozi proven he has a beta in his personal life? If so, how? Let's talk about that when I do an Alpha Male 2.0 live stream. Can't afford your location dependence, but you recommend me to get your consultant 6-figure independent business. How long would it take me to make money from that business? Other products. If you hit it hard, a few months. Like the example I gave a little bit ago in the slides, we had a guy start a consulting business. He made $5,000 in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. That's the beauty of consulting. You get one client, you make thousands of dollars. So how long will it take you to get your first client? Could be in a few weeks if you hit it hard. If you choose your niche, design your thing, and start marketing, could be a few weeks. I've had guys I've trained. I'm a consultant for 25 years. I've trained consultants within, 6 weeks. They get one client. I know a guy who started his consulting business in the financial sector, and he was somewhat niched. He could have been more niched. Got his first client, $32,000. Got it within 6 weeks. You see why I like consulting? So, but he worked hard. He worked hard. He didn't fuck around. He didn't think about it all day like a lot of you listigs. He didn't think about it and analyze and do spreadsheets. He got off his ass and got in the real world and started marketing. Yeah. Consulting and endocrinology. Sure. Testosterone focus in Europe. Oh, well, that's a little different. I thought you meant to endocrinologists. Endocrinology, like consulting to endocrinology clinics. That would be consulting. You're talking about coaching. They are very bad in this area compared to the U.S. They don't pay attention, hence why Europe's classic. Maybe. What are your thoughts about Trumpism and the Republican Party becoming more and more fascist? Do you think that the collapse could be when America turns into dictatorship? That is one of the less likely scenarios, but that is a possible scenario that I outlined in the 6 possible scenarios of American collapse. The least likely outcome is a strongman who becomes a dictator. That's least likely, though. They're much more likely to have currency collapse, things like that, banking collapse, secession, that kind of shit. Trumpism and Republicans, as I've been saying for about 20 years since George W. Bush, Republicans are for big, giant government. They are not for freedom. The big, giant government is a different flavor that the woke people like, but that is not relevant to me as a libertarian who wants to live a free life and keep people the fuck out of my face and have government leave me alone and not tax the shit out of me. I don't care what the reason is for your big government. I don't want big government. I don't want it. So they are now just as bad. There were Trumpers who were mad he didn't spend billions of dollars building a wall. And I've said this many times. I did a whole video analysis on this when Trump finally left the office. He raised deficit spending faster than any other president, any other world leader in world history before the pandemic. He is for massive government. As I said in 2016, when all these idiot Trumpers was saying, he's going to change America, make everything great. No, he won't. He's going to spend money like a madman because that's what he does. And he did. If you want small government, you cannot be a Republican. You cannot vote for Trump. If you don't care, vote for Trump all you want. I don't care. I have 20,000 in savings. Do you think I should leave Canada and move to Brazil and work on my location and business business now? I would. Seems like enough money to run away for 18 months. I would. If I had 20K and my expenses were low, I wasn't married, didn't have kids, I was a relatively young guy, didn't have debts. Yes, I would move right now. I would already be gone. How long to stay in the industry to acquire skills, start the business? Depends. 2 years. If you're getting started from zero, maybe 2 years. I can easily target employees working for my target businesses by interviewing them about the problems, how to transfer this knowledge to solve the business owner's problems from that niche. You don't give a shit about the employees working for the company. You care about the business owner or the VP staff, the C-suites. You care about what they're pissed about. So, the receptionist at the corporation is going to hire you. The CEO or the VP is going to hire you. So you won't care about them. When is the AMA video coming out? I'm going to finish recording. There's 3 of them. Finish recording them in the next 7 days. And I'll upload them pretty quick because they won't require a lot of editing. You mentioned not knowing anything about the business. Do you know any healthcare industry niches that I could research into? Again, these are way too general question. What's a good healthcare industry niche? There's about 50,000 of them. I can't give you I don't know. Start with a type of doctor or a type of problem and narrow from there. Let's see. Hang on. Need a drink of water. How long have I been talking here? Holy shit. Almost 2 hours. All right. I'm going to wrap this up in about a few more minutes. Okay. 90daybizbuilder.com. Your deadline is May 6th. If you're interested to get residency service, calebjones.com/events. If you're really interested in Paraguay, email us, theonlyblackdragon@gmail.com. But do it right now because you're past the deadline, but we might be able to squeeze you in. Okay, for you want to go to Paraguay in July. July? Is it July? August? Yeah, July. Yeah. I'll be there for a month in July. Living in Cali is because the weather is living in Cali because if the weather is as restarted as buying a shit car because it sounds good. I understand. Would transforming DFY or DYI consulting practice into a licensing company be more profitable and scalable like what Alex Hormozi did with Gym Launch? Profitable? I don't know. Scalable? Yes. Sometimes scalability is not what you want, though. Depends what your goals are. Is your goal to make hundreds of millions of dollars? Then you don't care about profit at all. All you care about is scaling. Is your goal to make, $1 million a year as quickly as possible? You don't really give a shit about scalability. You want income. So it depends what your goals are. Oh, one more thing about Alex Hormozi. You guys asked about Alex Hormozi. Alex Hormozi is a fairy tale. You're not going to duplicate what he did. Neither am I, and you aren't. No one is. Alex Hormozi is like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a fairy tale. I'm not saying he's lying. He's amazing. You're not going to pull off what he pulled off as soon as he did. Given 25 years, you could. But making, what was he making? $80 million a year when he was still in his 20s, starting from zero. You're not going to do that. You can learn from him, buy his book. He's great. Love him to death. But just don't try to be Alex Hormozi. Can I consult people on starting a drop shipping business? Consult people? Then you would not be a consultant. You would be a coach. Yes, you could. I've made thousands drop shipping, so that'd be a good niche. Yes. What type of drop shipping? And then you're there. Yes. Good idea. Yeah, great idea. If I'm an American under 30, I have $1 million in liquid money with no debt. Do you think I've outdone 99% of the men in the 25 to 30 age bracket? I don't think you I know you have. Yes, you have. Caleb, what is a business rainmaker? That is someone who's really good at getting clients for service firms. So if you're a rainmaker, you work for a legal firm, you're really good at bringing in big clients, or a consulting firm or architectural firm. That's what a rainmaker is. You're really good at getting out there and bringing in high-paying clients, a lot of them. I meant consulting to endocrinologists, not coaching. Okay, good. Since you said consulting them is good, do I just reach out to practices? Would this be considered an Alpha 2.0 offline business? Yes, but you don't just say, hi, I'm reaching out. What problem are you trying to have them solve? What problem are you going to help them solve that they already have? Not a problem you think they have, that they have. What do people who are endocrinologists, who own endocrinology clinics, what is their biggest problem that pisses them off all the time? Find out what that is, ask a bunch, then consult on that. And there's your money. That's it. That's how you make money. That's how you go from zero to the money. Find a narrow niche. I'm just simplifying it. Find a really narrow niche, which is hard. Most of you asking questions, this is a niche, are not niches. Okay. Find a narrow niche that really is a niche, not an industry, not people who want to learn how to play piano. Okay. Identify what their biggest fucking problem is and sell them a way to solve or alleviate that problem. That's 80% of making a lot of money fast. That's it. The other 20% is marketing. But most marketing is kind of done for you when you've niched like this. What do you think of places like Chiang Mai as a hub of learning, as a location independent entrepreneur? Chiang Mai is great. Very low cost, good taxes. Chiang Mai is great. A lot of people in my audience from Chiang Mai. That's great. Awesome. Yeah. Sorry, I want to ask about Trumpism again. That's fine. You say dictatorship is least likely of the one of the two main parties is acting like a dictator. So long as the Trump party wins re-election, then it is fascist. No, you're not going to just become fascist because Trump wins the election. America's too big for that. Fascism is something that would take time. So no, you're overreacting. America's fucked if they re-elect Trump, and they're fucked if they re-elect Biden or DeSantis or anyone else. America's fucked no matter what. That's why this is not relevant. Well, it'll be really bad if they elect Trump. It'll be really bad, period. And the Trumpers would say it'd be really bad if Joe Biden gets reelected. No, it's bad, period. America collapsed 20 years ago. You just haven't felt it yet. Well, you're starting to feel it now, aren't you? Aren't you, Americans? Starting to feel it now, huh? Yeah. That's why I got the fuck out. I have a small farm. Can educational material about farming be converted into a business consulting? Oh, absolutely. Of course, I will niche it first. Absolutely. I'm big on agriculture. As the Western world collapses, as the dark age we've entered, agriculture is going to become much, 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 much more important than it is now. Jim Rogers, who is a fucking genius, has said that today bankers drive Ferraris and farmers drive tractors. He says it's going to swap. The bankers will be driving nothing, and the farmers will be driving Ferraris in the next few decades. He's probably going to be right, at least in many sectors of the world. Yeah. You said beauty cosmetics is a good area to start a business. How would you do that as a guy? Frank Kern did it. Although he did it with his wife, didn't he? Did he do it with his wife? Yeah. It doesn't matter. The beauty of selling products, and I don't recommend selling products, but the good thing is no one cares who you are. Louis Vuitton is a guy, right? You give a shit, do women care? Nope. So it doesn't matter. If you want to face the business, hire a woman or get your girlfriend to do it. And you're the business owner. It's fine. They don't care. Matter of fact, in some cases, you'll probably do better because a lot of women trust men more than they trust other women. Women hate women. I've talked about this over my Alpha Male 2.0 content. That's the only reason why women don't rule the world is women hate other women. Men can work together and men and women can work together. Women working with women, it's hard, huh? Because women hate women. So sometimes if you are a man starting a woman niched business, which is a really good idea, women are a great market. They buy everything and they pay quadruple the price for it than men do because they don't care. It's a good market. So when you're a man starting a woman niche business, often it's better because the women trust you more because you're not a man. Or excuse me, you're not a woman. I used to date years ago a woman who was into these aerobics videos. This is like this is the 80s now. No, not 80s, 90s. These aerobics videotapes, and she would buy this aerobics guy was a guy. And I go, wow, you watch an aerobics guy. She was really into all his tapes and stuff. And she didn't think he was hot or anything. I said, why, there's so many women who do aerobics and are probably much better at this guy. Why don't you choose a woman? She goes, that's exactly why I like him. He's not a woman. He's not some bitch. Women hate women. Do you just Google endocrinology? Okay, this is the last question I'm asking about your endocrinology, dude. If you want coaching, you got to pay for it. Sorry. Google endocrinology. endocrinology practices and find them on LinkedIn? Yes, both. When you find out their problem, do you just offer solutions and help them improve? Yes. Is that how you make money consulting? Yes. America grew economically due to agriculture. A long time ago, yeah. Bankers are not raised the same traits and work ethic as farmers are. Correct. Farmers do 80 hours of hard labor a week. Absolutely. Correct. It's a whole different mindset, whole different world, whole different working culture. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you guys very much. It's been fun. We have another live stream next week of a different nature, but I'll be announcing that soon. 90daybizbuilder.com. Your deadline is May 6th. This is the last opportunity for quite a while. We're not doing this again anytime soon. If you don't think you can afford it, schedule the call anyway, unless you have no money, because we have other options for you. Okay? Cool. All right. Thank you, guys. Have fun.